Spring break is over, but summer is just around the corner. If you're planning a vacation with your kids, you're probably busy booking flights, finding the perfect hotel, and mapping out all the fun activities. But let me ask you this. Have you thought about what would happen to your children if something unexpected happened to you while traveling? I know it's not something anyone wants to think about, but the truth is, emergencies can happen at any time and anywhere. And without a proper legal protection in place, your children could end up in the care of strangers or caught in a confusing legal process. Authorities figuring out who should take them or who should take care of them. That's why before you pack your bag, there's one essential step you need to take, and that's creating a kids protection plan. Today, I'm going to be walking you through why this plan is so important, what it includes, and how you can put one in place before your next trip. Let's dive in. It's easy to get caught up in vacation planning, thinking about the beach, the theme parks, or the sightseeing, but have you thought about what would happen if you were in a car accident or had a medical emergency while on your trip? Without the legal documents, your children could be taken into the custody of social services, even if your family or your close friends nearby who would gladly take care of them are there and available to do that. Authorities don't automatically know who you would want to care for your kids, and in many cases, they have no choice but to place them in the foster system temporarily until legal guardianship is established by a court. And if you're traveling internationally, things get even more complicated, as you can imagine. Every country has its own laws about child custody, and without clear legal documentation, your children could be stuck in bureaucratic limbo, unable to leave the country or reunite with their family quickly. Even if you're just traveling within the US, different states have different legal requirements for guardianship, which can delay the process of getting your children into the right hands. So what can you do today to protect your children before you go on that summer trip? That's where our kids protection planning comes in. We call it the KPP. When you work with me, you're going to create a legally binding plan that ensures your children are never placed in the care of strangers, even temporarily. And here is what's included in the KPP. Number one is temporary guardianship. This is so important to designate temporary guardian. It means that if something happens to you, there are trusted adults who can step in immediately and care for your children, even if the long-term guardians are not there and before they arrive. And then the second thing is legal documentation. We'll create the necessary documents that make up your guardianship wishes. We make it legally enforceable so there is no confusion or delays. And then we have an emergency ID card. You receive that to carry with you with a list of emergency contacts who can care for your children right away. First responders and hospital staff will know exactly what to do and who to call. And then we have a medical power of attorney for the children. This allows you to designate caregivers to make medical decisions for your children if needed, ensuring that they get the care they need without delays. And then confidential exclusion list. If there's someone you don't want raising your children under any circumstances, we document those privately to protect your wishes. And a detailed care instructions for them as well. So we go beyond the legal documents, right? Your KPP will include important details about your kids' daily lives, like their favorite food, bedtime routines, allergies, medications, and even passwords for educational platforms or devices they use. This ensures that in an emergency, their world stays as normal, as comfortable as possible. Now that you know what's at stake, it's time to take action before your next trip. When you work with me, I'll guide you through the process of selecting both local and long-distance guardians, people who can step in immediately and others who can take over the long-term care if necessary. We'll also create an emergency response plan that lays out exactly what should happen in different scenarios, including who should be contacted first and what steps need to be taken. And most importantly, we will make sure that your plan is accessible. Your designated guardians will have the documents they need and will be available to support them if they ever need the guidance. I know this isn't the most fun part of planning a vacation, but here's the truth. Having a kids protection plan is like having the best travel insurance possible. It protects the people who matter the most to you. Your children, your babies. With this plan in place, you can focus on making amazing memories with your kids instead of worrying about the what ifs. So before you zip up the suitcase, let's get you a kids protection plan in place. Schedule a free consultation with me today so that we can create a plan that ensures your children are protected no matter where you travel, right? No matter where your travels take you. And you're gonna get that peace of mind knowing that you've done everything possible to safeguard their future. As usual, do me a favor, if you found this video helpful, share it with someone or another parent who need to hear this. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm happy to help.